Today, we're going to be talking about feeling guilty. So I want you to think for a second, like what comes up when you hear like I'm feeling guilty? What do you make that mean? A lot of times we make that mean that we did something wrong. But today, if you're taking action and making decisions to create what you want, then I want you to kind of take a deeper look at this when the guilt comes up. So the first thing you can look at is like, am I doing something wrong? So let's say that maybe you plan to work on your business and someone asked you to do something and you decide to say no because you want to work on your business. But then what happens is you start to feel guilty. And so your brain's going to present you with all these reasons that you're doing something wrong. But I want you to really look at it like, are you doing something wrong in this situation? And as you kind of look at it, you might see, you know what? I'm actually not doing something wrong. I want to do something. And so I said no to something else. And then from there, I want you to look at what do you want to make feeling guilty mean? Because if we're not going to make it mean that we did something wrong, so a few options of what you could make guilty mean. One could be my brain is scared. So you're doing something different, you're working on your business, and your brain's like, you know what? Like, this is getting uncomfortable. And so it wants to present that guilt so that maybe you'll stop working on your business. Another option could be I'm doing something different. So maybe you're used to saying yes to people all of the time, and now you're saying no, and it's just uncomfortable because it's something new. So you could make it mean that when guilt shows up, it just means that you're doing something different and your brain just hasn't adjusted to it yet. You could also make it mean that this is uncomfortable for me. And you could also explain to yourself why, like, this is uncomfortable for me because I'm used to saying yes all the time. This is uncomfortable for me because they might get upset. This is uncomfortable for me because I'm working on my business and there's some discomfort around that. And you can also make it mean that you want to change something. Like you normally do something this way. So now you want to do something else. So this is just the process of going from what you usually do to something different. Now, I want you to play around with these different options because it really can depend on the situation. Like sometimes you might find, you know what, I really am doing something that's not in alignment with who I want to be and how I want to show up. So I want to change that. Sometimes you might be in a situation where you're like, you know what, like I know that my brain's going to present me this guilt. It's because I'm doing something different and I'm just going to do that different thing so that it becomes more natural. So you get to decide what you want to make it mean each time and in each situation. I want you to imagine you are walking on a path, but you really don't want to get to the destination. What would you end up doing? You would take some wrong turns. You would turn around. Maybe you would stop walking completely. Maybe you would get lost. Maybe you would just get distracted by every single thing. This is what your brain is doing. Your brain doesn't want you to achieve your goals. And I'm going to explain why in the why you aren't taking action video. But I'm also going to show you how can you actually start taking more of the right actions so that you don't waste so much time, because I want you to think about it. If it's like a 5-minute walk and now we've gotten lost, we've turned around, we've stopped walking, this 5-minute walk could take forever. And so if it feels like you aren't making progress toward your goals, if it feels like you're not taking action, but you don't understand why, this is why you want to get this video, because it helps you take action so much faster and helps you actually get to that result you want so much faster too. So go to successbykayla.com to get instant access to the video.